So for your assignment, what I want you to do is plan the patient using two different beam arrangements. So I'm just going to show you how we do that in terms of copying the field and creating a new beam arrangement. So as this is a Windows planning system, it's similar, as I said before, to other Windows software, which is nice, and we can copy and paste plans just like we can copy and paste other things. So right click on the field, and then we're going to copy, and then right click and paste. And I'm going to do something that we wouldn't do clinically just to show you how this works. So I'm just going to create a two field plan. So I can put two field there, and now it's created an exact copy of my previous plan and called it two field. So I can change this as much as I want and it won't impact on my original plan. And to load up the different plans, we just click and drag it in. So that's my three field, that's my four field. Okay, so I'm going to have the two field, sorry. So we're going to have a play with the two field. If I was wanting to add fields, which you might want to do, once again we can right click on a field, copy field, right click and paste a field. So if you wanted to have 5 fields, you might want to do that. So we could call this field 5, and that's going to create an exact copy of that field, which then allows you to do that. What I'm going to do is remove fields just to show you how we compare two plans side by side. So I'm going to delete that beam, and I'm going to delete that beam there, and I'm just going to do an ant and post. So I'm going to change my gantry to 180 like this. I'm just going to quickly conform the MLCs on this to be able to, just so we get a dose distribution. So I've got that. Where's my left? I'm just going to do that and call that 0.5. I'm going to delete the wedge off of this field, so into properties and accessories. So let me remove the wedge. And while we're at it, we should really change the name. So let's change the name as well. So I'm going to call that post now. So I've got a 2 field plan and a 3 field plan now, and I'm going to calculate that. And then we're going to compare the two side by side. So my screen set up so I can see these nice toggle buttons to change between the windows. If yours doesn't have that, if you click on window and workspace bar, that'll then bring that up, and that allows us to go into this plan evaluation model. So just to show you again, we can click and drag the different plans in, one there and one there, to review them, and we can see that this plan here isn't a very pretty plan at all, is it? So what I'm going to do now is go into plan evaluation, and it's asking me if I want to save that, which I do. And then what I'm going to do is I've got my 2 field plan there, and I'm going to left click, hold down the left, and I'm going to drag that into there, and so we can now see I've got my 2 plans side by side. And what I'm going to do is click this padlock button up here, and that links the plans so that as I scroll through one, can you see they're both moving in sync with each other. And if I was to zoom in there, it zooms in on both of them. So we can now scroll up and down and compare them slice by slice to see which one is the best. So as well as being able to review the isodoses, we can also compare the DVHs of the two plans and put them on top of each other. So one thing I've not mentioned is we can change the view, so there's lots of different views that we can do. And again, it's personal preference in terms of which one looks best. In order to show a DVH, we need to pick an option that's got Beam's Eye View as an option, and then we can right click, show dose volume histogram, and we can make that nice and big, and we can see there that it's overlaid the 2 plans. So we can see the square plan is the 3 field, so there's a little square there, so that's the 3 field, and the triangle is the 2 field. So it's popped that on there so we can see straight away the differences between the doses to the PTV. If I bob the rectum on, again we can see the differences for the rectum. So there's the rectum for that plan, and there's the rectum for that plan, and you can see the huge differences between the doses to the rectum for the 2 plans. And again, it's what I would do for your assignment is do a screen dump of these with the different structures on, so you can demonstrate which plan is better than the other. And then the last thing that I've not mentioned about the DVH is being able to, if we click on this information bar, we can change things from looking at volumes as a percentage, as we've looked at, or in centimeters cubed, as we saw for that protocol before. And the other thing we might want to do is change the dose to absolute. So one thing I've not mentioned is down here we can see minimum dose, maximum dose, mean doses, which can be helpful, but these are in percentages at the moment, which if you're not very good at mental arithmetic like me, then you need to use a calculator to work out what 103.2% is. Then if we do that, go to that information, change that to absolute and click OK, it now displays it in grey, which makes life much easier in terms of maximum, minimum and mean doses.